Hachikō was an Akita dog born on a farm near the city of Ōdate, Akita Prefecture, and is remembered for his remarkable loyalty to his owner, which continued for many years after his owner's death. Hachikō is known in Japanese as chūken hachi meaning 8, the number referring to the dog's birth order in the litter, and a suffix ka meaning affection. Life. In 1924, Hidezaburo Ueno, a professor in the agriculture department at the University of Tokyo, took in Hachikō, a golden brown Akita, as a pet. During his owner's life, Hachikō greeted him at the end of each day at the nearby Shibuya station. The pair continued their daily routine until May 1925, when Professor Ueno did not return. The professor had suffered a cerebral hemorrhage and died, never returning to the train station where Hachikō was waiting. Each day for the next 9 years Hachikō awaited Ueno's return, appearing precisely when the train was due at the station. Hachikō attracted the attention of other commuters. Many of the people who frequented the Shibuya train station had seen Hachikō and Professor Ueno together each day. Initial reactions from the people, especially from those working at the station, were not necessarily friendly. However, after the first appearance of the article about him on October 4, 1932 in Asahi Shimbun, people started to bring Hachikō treats and food to nourish him during his wait. Publication. In 1932 one of Ueno's students saw the dog at the station and followed him to the Kobayashi home where he learned the history of Hachikō's life. Shortly after this meeting, the former student published a documented census of Akitas in Japan. His research found only 30 purebred Akitas remaining, including Hachikō from Shibuya Station. He returned frequently to visit Hachikō and over the years published several articles about the dog's remarkable loyalty. In 1932 one of these articles, published in the Tokyo Asahi Shimbun, placed the dog in the national spotlight. Hachikō became a national sensation. His faithfulness to his master's memory impressed the people of Japan as a spirit of family loyalty all should strive to achieve. Teachers and parents used Hachikō's vigil as an example for children to follow. A well-known Japanese artist rendered a sculpture of the dog, and throughout the country a new awareness of the Akita breed grew. Eventually, Hachikō's legendary faithfulness became a national symbol of loyalty, particularly to the person and institution of the emperor. Death. Hachikō died on March 8, 1935, and was found on a street in Shibuya. In March 2011, scientists settled the cause of death of Hachikō. The dog had terminal cancer and a filaria infection. There were also 4 yakitori skewers in Hachikō's stomach, but the skewers did not damage his stomach or cause his death. Legacy. Hachikō's stuffed and mounted remains are kept at the National Science Museum of Japan in Ueno, Tokyo. His monument is in Aoyama Cemetery in Minato-ku, Tokyo. Bronze statues. In April 1934, a bronze statue in his likeness was erected at Shibuya Station, and Hachikō himself was present at its unveiling. The statue was recycled for the war effort during World War II. In 1948 the Society for Recreating the Hachikō statue commissioned Takeshi Ando, son of the original artist, to make a second statue. When the new statue appeared, a dedication ceremony occurred. The new statue, which was erected in August 1948, still stands and is a popular meeting spot. The station entrance near this statue is named Hachikō-guchi, meaning the Hachikō entrance exit, and is one of Shibuya Station's 5 exits. The Japan Times played an April Fool's joke on readers by reporting that the bronze statue was stolen a little before 2 a.m. on April 1, 2007, by suspected metal thieves. The false story told a very detailed account of an elaborate theft by men wearing khaki workers' uniforms who secured the area with orange safety cones and obscured the theft with blue vinyl tarps. The crime was allegedly recorded on security cameras. A similar statue stands in Hachikō's hometown, in front of Ōdate Station. In 2004, a new statue of Hachikō was erected on the original stone pedestal from Shibuya in front of the Akita Dog Museum in Ōdate. The exact spot where Hachikō waited in the train station is permanently marked with bronze paw prints and text in Japanese explaining his loyalty. Annual ceremony: each year on April 8, Hachiko's devotion is honored with a solemn ceremony of remembrance at Tokyo's Shibuya Railroad Station. Hundreds of dog lovers often turn out to honor his memory and loyalty. Hachiko speaks. In 1994, the Nippon Cultural Broadcasting in Japan was able to lift a recording of Hachiko barking from an old record that had been broken into several pieces. A huge advertising campaign ensued, and on Saturday, May 28, 1994, 59 years after his death, millions of radio listeners tuned in to hear Hachiko bark. Exhibition. On June 16, 2012, it was announced by Asahi Shimbun newspaper that rare photos from Hachiko's life would be shown at the Shibuya Folk and Literary Shirane Memorial Museum in Shibuya Ward until July 22, 2012 as part of the Shinshuzo Shirioten. Film and book adaptations. Hachiko was the subject of the 1987 movie Hachikō A Florina per Mille 2, directed by Shinjiro Kayama, which told the story of his life from his birth up until his death and imagined spiritual reunion with his master. Considered a blockbuster success, the film was the last big hit for Japanese film studio Shochiku Kinema Kankyo. Hachi, A Dog's Tale, released in August 2009, is an American movie starring actor Richard Gere, directed by Las Horstra Paragraph M, about Hachiko and his relationship with an American professor and his family following the same basic story. The movie was filmed in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, primarily in and around the Woonsocket Depot Square area, and also featured Joan Allen and Jason Alexander. Hachiko is also the subject of a 2004 children's book entitled Hachiko, The True Story of a Loyal Dog, written by Pamela S. Turner and illustrated by Jan Nassem Bean. Another children's book, a short novel for readers of all ages called Hachiko Waits, written by Lela copyrighted Newman and illustrated by Machio Kadera, was published by Henry Holt and Company in 2004. Hachiko Waits was released in paperback by Squarefish in 2008. Hachiko is featured prominently in the 2008 novel The Story of Edgar Soto by David Wroblewski. Hachiko plays an important part in the 1967 children's book Taka-chan and I, A Dog's Journey to Japan. In popular culture, Jurassic Park, Episode 7 of Season 4 of the animated television series Futurama has an extended homage to Hachiko, with Fry discovering the fossilized remains of his dog, Seymour after Ferry was frozen. Seymour is shown to have waited for Fry to return for 12 years outside Panucci's Pizza, where Fry worked, never disobeying his master's last command to wait for him. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode The Gauntlet makes a reference to Hachiko, with a dog of the same name being the Shredder's pet. In the Nintendo DS video game The World Ends With You, Shiki tells Neku to meet her at the statue of Hachiko. In Scooby-Doo and the Samurai Sword, a bronze statue is seen at the beginning, along with Velma explaining the legend and Scooby-Doo posing for pictures, and is duplicated as a meeting point for fateful friends. In the roguelike game Quack and its many branches, when playing as a samurai, you start with a pet dog named Hachi. A play was made by Spare Parts Puppet Theatre in Fremantle, Western Australia, and was dedicated to the story of Hachiko. Similar cases, main article, Dogs famous for remaining faithful long after the death of their master. Hachiko is among many dogs famous for their loyalty. Such stories are at least as old as the ancient Greek Homer's story of Argos, as similar to Hachiko's as that of the Italian dog Fido, and numerous other cases of dogs famous for remaining faithful long after the death of their master. See also, Stargazing Dog, a manga about an exceptionally loyal pet. Greyfriars Bobby, similarly international famous case of faithfulness after death, this time in Scotland. Pet ownership in Japan, bibliography, footnotes and notes. Further reading, Ito, Mayumi. Hachi, The Truth of the Life and Legend of the Most Famous Dog in Japan. Amazon.com Kindle ebook. Asina BOOBNBWDQ4, Skablund, Aaron Herald. Empire of Dogs, Canines, Japan, and the Making of the Modern Imperial World. Studies of the Weatherhead East Asian Institute. Columbia University. ISBN A978-0-8014-5025-9, External links: Behind the film Hachi, A Dog's Tale. Vicky Shigekuni Wong. Retrieved November 29, 2012. A site with numerous photos of the real Hachikō during his life, at the end of his life, of his beloved professor and of people who came to care for Hachikō. Skablund, Erin Herald. Canine Imperialism. Burfroy. Retrieved October 28, 2011. A Google Japan Doodles for Hachikō. Retrieved November 29, 2012. A